Hello and welcome to the YouTube channel D Creations Resources. We are looking at different concepts pertaining to research methodology. Today we are going to talk about creativity. Now, creativity is a concept which is very important for a researcher, and in simple terms, you can say creativity is coming up with new ideas and then using them to create something innovative. Now, creativity can also be measured. So, what are the parameters on the basis of which it can be measured? Well, there are three main parameters. First one is fluency. Fluency is defined as the ability to produce a large number of ideas. So, let me give you an example. Suppose if you have been asked to draw figures based on quadrilateral. You've been given some time, certain time, say 10 minutes or whatever, and you've been asked to draw those many figures. So, the number of figures that you will be able to draw. Now, examples of some such figures would be a book, for example, which is, as you know, is rectangular in shape, or a table, or a carom board, a door. I mean, there are so many examples. So, the number of figures you're able to draw is going to be your fluency. Now, after drawing the figures, you will be able to classify them into groups. So, for example, if you have drawn figures such as a book, a notebook, a compass box, now all of them can come under the group stationery, right? So, when you say one group, basically you have produced one kind of ideas. So, a group represents a kind of ideas. So, there is another parameter which is flexibility, which is defined as the ability to produce a variety of kinds of ideas. So, fluency was the ability to produce a large number of ideas. You classified them into groups, and the number of groups will represent your ability to produce a variety of kinds of ideas. So, not just one track. For example, if you have just written, say, a book, a notebook, a compass box, a scale, then you can understand that this is one track, right? It just belongs to one group called stationery. So, the measure of creativity is not just in terms of quantity, like how many ideas you are able to produce, but we are also checking whether there is a variety in the kinds of ideas that you have written down. Now, there is also a concept of originality, which is the ability to produce novel or uncommon ideas, but that is usually tested with respect to a group. Now, let me give you an example again. So, you've been asked to draw rectangular objects, and let's say that you've drawn 30 pictures. It could be different objects, it could be table and sofa and bed, book, slate, television set, mobile, playing card. I mean, there are several examples. So, you've drawn 30 pictures, and then if you have been able to classify them into, say, 7 groups. It could be different kinds of groups, say stationery or construction material, furniture, and so on and so forth. So then, since you could draw 30 pictures, your fluency score is 30. Since you have been able to classify them into 7 different groups, your flexibility score is 7. And then if you find that out of them there were 3 which were completely unique ideas, your originality score will be 3. But this is how the creativity is measured in terms of fluency, flexibility, and originality. And then you would say that your total creativity score is 37, 3. So that is going to be the 3 numbers that come as your creativity score. Now, in research, one has to be really resourceful, because everything is not always ideal. There are going to be several problems, and probably some things are not available to you. Then you have to really be creative and see how you can do work resourcefully, and what alternatives can you think of, right? So it's very, very useful for a researcher to be creative. And if you have to measure the abilities, fluency is basically coming up with a large number of ideas. Flexibility is getting different types of ideas, and originality is generating innovative ideas. So that gives you your creativity score. Thank you.